Welcome in. We have a lot to get to. My name is Zach Lyons. I'm joined by Jonathan Bourne. We are with BroadwaySportsMedia.com. We are here with Braden Gall at 440 Sports, and we are here live at Jasper's. Now, I saw you eating, just devouring
Yeah, it's more like
some kind of
inhaling.
sandwich.
Yeah.
What kind of sandwich were you drinking?
That is just a chicken sandwich. Yeah, it was pretty much as fast as drinking.
Yeah.
It. Just a chicken sandwich. But I tell you, these sweet potato fries are literally to die for.
Yeah.
They are spectacular.
I'm a big sweet potato fries guy. Just came around to them probably in the last year and a half. Love them. Love sweet potato fries now. So we're live at Jasper's in West Nashville. We got a few spots. Please come. You get your first appetizer free if you come. We got all kinds of stuff going on, but we have a crowd full of people here that we are just reacting to the craziness that was the last few picks. I mean, we had two trades. We had a surprising pick in Denver. So let's just get down to it. The Denver Broncos kicked this off by going with Patrick Surtain. They already have Bryce Callahan. They already have Kyle Fuller. They have some safeties. I mean, I know defense wins championships, but you got to get there. And do they even have the quarterbacks to get there? So what do you make of this pick?
Yeah, I mean, there's been rumors that they're a little tied to Aaron Rodgers there, and you would think that they would have made that pick going into the draft, so you're not really sure where that's going to land, but at the same time, look, it's a passing league. You're up against Patrick Mahomes, you got Justin Herbert there, so you're talking about you need those extra defenders. You need those defensive backs because it's bombs over Baghdad in the AFC West, so It makes sense, and frankly, you knew he was going to last one pick if you didn't take him. So if you like your guy, that's where you had to take, because Dallas was going to eat him up right there.
Right. Well, speaking of Dallas, they trade out of the 10th pick, and they trade with the Eagles, an in-division rival, so the Eagles can jump in front of the Giants. Now, the Cowboys get the 12th overall pick and the 84th overall pick in the third round from the Eagles, and the Eagles just get the 10th round, or the 10th pick overall. Now, they got Devontae Smith. Weight concerns didn't really last all the way down. They really didn't matter, right? And they jumped in front of the Giants, who they thought the Giants were going to pick. So, Cowboys made out pretty good, and you have to say the Eagles made out pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles go and get their guy who was going to be gone when very likely the Giants were going to take him. So you kind of take something away from your division rival. If you're the Cowboys, your guy got taken. If you can pick up a mid-round, third-round pick, that's great value to move back 2 spots and still have the guy that you would have taken there at 10. So we talked about coming into the draft that at pick 7, 8, and 9, things may get teams trading up. It waited a couple picks. That's when some chaos started to happen.
Yeah. Well, that chaos proceeded to allow the Bears to jump up with the Giants. Now that Devontae Smith was off the board, the Giants didn't really have anything that they wanted. Oh, I thought that was the person they drafted. I was like, who is that?
Jordan Brooks.
Yeah, Jordan Brooks. But now you have that the Chicago Bears traded up with the New York Giants. Now, to remind you, the Cowboys just got a first and a third for their pick. 1 pick later, the Giants get the 20th overall, a 5th-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2022 4th-round pick. Now, the Bears selected Justin Fields, analytics darling. You're an Ohio State fan, so this is important to everybody. A little bit of bias, but was that worth all of that for Justin Fields for Justin Fields? Chicago? Will Chicago ruin Justin Fields?
I mean, look, if you're going to bet on a guy, you talk about a guy that took a stinger directly to the back and could have walked out of a game. He comes back. He's a competitor. Chicago, he's got the right mentality to deal with the Chicago media. Look, I don't know if anybody can bring Chicago back, but he's the kind of guy that can do it. He's going to come in. He'll compete. You got QB1, Andy Dalton there for a season. I don't think he'll play the entire season. I think Justin Fields will be there. And he's an athlete enough that I think he will have some success with Allen Robinson, with Anthony Miller there. They've got some weapons for him to come in with. And look, you talk about value. That's a big get for getting that 2022 first-round pick, because everybody's been talking about that will be the first time you get those full evaluations. So people are talking about teams trying to pick up that value in 2022 where you can have a better idea of what you're drafting. But for Chicago, look, did they give up too much? If he's a hit, then no. There is no value in the NFL that is greater than a franchise quarterback. And you think that's him, you go get your guy.
Well, this also leads me to believe to one thing. So Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy may not make it through this season, right? They don't really care, right? This is like a throw it all up against the wall. And hey, if I'm not here, you have to live with the repercussions of this trade, because now in 2022, whoever's the new GM or the new head coach doesn't have a first round.
Well, and that's the thing you say. One, that's a reason that I doubt they're going to let Justin, if they're not having a great season, they ain't letting Justin Fields ride the bench and then getting fired in the offseason. But I also say that is belief, not just from the coaches, but from the organization of Chicago to say, okay, you guys, we all know y'all may not be here, but we're still going to give up the future picks to go get our guy. So it's not just the coaches, it's not just the front office, but they had to get ownership sign off to go get their guy. So I think you have a organization that is fully invested in Justin Fields moving forward.
Okay, so the last pick, the Dallas Cowboys selected linebacker Micah Parsons. So they got to trade back, got a defensive stalwart to go up against, to go with the Leighton Vander Esch, and then the name escapes me, but the guy that broke his ankle that was from Notre Dame, linebacker from Notre Dame.
Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith. There you go. There it is.
So they got those two young linebackers. Now they got Micah Parsons going to Dallas. Obviously, no Surtain. They didn't take Caleb Farley, which is good news for Titans fans. They kind of made out pretty well in that trade. Any hesitation with the off-field stuff that happened with Micah Parsons?
I don't know. I mean, you don't like that being on the record, but you got to be able to vet somebody. But if there's going to be a risk, we talk about not having that full evaluation time that you get a lot of times in most of these off seasons. The Titans fans should have a pretty good idea of what can happen there if you don't get to properly evaluate a player. That said, if you feel like you can trust the process, the evaluation, talking to the coaches there, then I mean, he is a great talent. There's nothing you can take away from there. And I think they have a good enough foundation there in Dallas, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and leadership, that they can handle those kinds of things.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out, because, I mean, the linebacking class is kind of a little bit weak, but very top-heavy. So it'll be interesting to see, JOK, Xavier Collins, who's going to be the top, Jamin Davis, who's going to be the top linebacker out of that class. So it'll be interesting to see. But they got an extra third-round pick, and, it's all right?
Yep.
You got to look at it that way.
It's about value.
So we'll come back later. We're at pick number 12, or pick number 12 just happened. So we'll probably be back right after the New England Patriots pick. So stay tuned. We are at Jasper's live in West Nashville. Come on down. Get you a free appetizer. Get you a beer. Get whatever you need. We are here. We'll hang with you. You get the live reaction. Titans are picking up in almost just 10 picks. So we're almost to the Tennessee Titans.